But let's talk some offense. And Derek Carr, Coach Allen had said, he can spin it and he's a good game manager. And we saw, I know that the pick at the end of the first half will drive him crazy. That's because I just from hearing, knowing the little that I know about Derek Carr. But he did exactly what I would assume this team wanted. He managed the game.
Well, I think he did more than that. I mean, he made some plays that we haven't seen made here for a while, and off platform throws, plays breaking down, him solving problems. He did a lot of really good things, and look, sometimes they get overlooked in a game where you only score 16 points, but I thought he was really good, and look, I think we were really close to having a lot more points on the board too. A drop here, a call there, and that it's a different type of game. But it was also really good to see Mike Thomas look like Mike Thomas too. I felt like Mike Mann. He looked like his old self. Physical, violent, route runner. Catching balls in traffic, and that was great to see. And obviously Chris Olave had a big game for us, as did Rashid Shaheed. So it was good to see. It was good. There was a lot of good things on offense, and look, we can grow from there.
Now you were up in the booth, right? That's where you watched.
Yes.
So when you on the 3rd and 7. After the 2nd and 14, the pass to Mike Thomas, and then the deep pass to Shaheed, what it looked like initially it was a double move because he was just so open. But on 3rd and 7, in that situation, even Coach Allen said yesterday, I don't know if it was the play I would have called up, but man, he trusted his coaches and he trusted Derek. I mean, is that one of those plays when Derek goes back and he's throwing this deep ball, you're like, oh my goodness, but then oh, great. It all turned out perfectly, and it was just a perfect pass and a well-thrown ball and a well-caught ball.
Yeah, look, I think, from my perspective, I always appreciate when you go out and you try to win a game as opposed to trying not to lose a game. And, it was a hallmark of Sean Payton's time here as a head coach. He was always trying to call plays to win games. And I appreciate that when you do that. And look, sometimes it doesn't work out, but I think that's the best way to play in the NFL because the talent level is so close. Any team can beat another team. And I think you have to go out and win games as opposed to trying not to lose them.
And another thing that Coach Allen said, I mean, you kind of knew when you got the football that you're going to need a couple of first downs. You couldn't just, one first down wasn't going to do it. The 2-minute warning, they had timeouts, and you knew that you were going to have to, really move the ball.
Yeah, this wasn't a case where you just, run it 3 times, use up timeouts, and then punt it. You're trying to get first downs. And look, even after the pass, I thought, the run by Shaheed, and he stayed in bounds, smart play, and then the run by Jamal Williams was a nice run, great job by our line to close out the game. And those are the kinds of, that's the kind of ending that we weren't able to do a year ago. And so it's good to, in week 1, to finish off a close game like that against a good football team.
I didn't get a chance to ask Coach John, but I was curious because Rashid Shaheed was so strong on the jet sweep. And on that run by Jamal Williams, Rashid was kind of, it was a kind of a decoy jet sweep. I was wondering what you thought that impact had on the Jamal Williams run, because it was a huge run by Jamal, but I kind of felt like they were thinking maybe another jet sweep.
Well, I think anytime that you have a player with speed and running instincts, if you're the defense, you have to pay attention to that. So, you have to pay attention to him because look, he might, if he gets the ball in his hands, it might be a touchdown. So it definitely can cause hesitation by a linebacker or defensive end, and I don't know that it had that impact in that particular carry, but I'm glad we have Rashid, and I thought again Jamal Williams did a really nice job against a really good defensive front. I mean they were one of the top teams in stopping the run, and he had 45 yards, but they were hard hard yards to get, and I thought he did a good job for us.
And you were able to kind of stick with it. I think you're right, because you didn't, probably you would want to run the ball better. I'm pulling it up right now. So you rushed 27 times and Jamal rushed 18 times. So even though it wasn't necessarily hugely successful, you're able to stay with it.
Yeah. And look, we ran it 27 times. They only ran it 22 times. And they are, I think most people would say they're more of the running team. And so for us to be able to run it 27 times, not as effectively as we'd like to run it, but you still have to do that in order to make the rest of your game offensively effective.